What up, everybody, and welcome back. So I read a lot of weird stuff growing up. While other children were learning about teamwork, I was absorbing satire, nihilism, and cartoon violence disguised as life lessons. It was pretty obvious I was going to grow up to question everything and take nothing seriously, especially other adults. So these are the top 5 gateway drugs for Smartass Humor. The comics, the magazines that turn the quiet kid into a walking punchline with trust issues and a suspicious amount of trivial knowledge. Anyways,
let's get into it.
Number 5, Ren and Stimpy. The show that felt like it was made on a dare during a fever dream. Whether it was Ren going full psychotic rage or Stimpy collecting his magic nose goblins, this was pure, unapologetic chaos. It didn't just break the fourth wall, it lit it on fire, then screamed at it. And it taught us one valuable lesson. If your parents walked in during the wrong scene, you'd never hear the end of it.
Anytime you're ready, Mr. President.
Number 4, The Far Side. Every Far Side panel was like a riddle wrapped in cow logic. Where else could you find an insect PTA meeting, a boneless chicken ranch, or dinosaurs going extinct because they were too slow to invent the wheel? It was smart in the dumbest way possible, or dumb in the smartest way possible. And half the fun was pretending you got the joke, even if you didn't, until years later when it finally clicked. Number 3, Madmagazine. Madmagazine didn't care if you were too young to get the Watergate jokes. They were putting them in there anyway. For me, it was Spy vs. Spy. The movie parodies, with titles like Batty Man Forever, and those back page fold-ins that made me ruin every copy I owned. They mocked toothpaste ads, sitcoms, politicians, celebrities. No one was safe. And it wasn't subtle. It was loud, lowbrow, and brilliant. I didn't get all the jokes at the time, but I knew I was reading something that wasn't meant for adults. Or kids. Just for people who like to laugh at the whole system. If Alfred E. Newman had a religion, I probably would have joined. Number 2, Cracked Magazine. Cracked was like Mad's chaotic cousin, slightly off, a little messier, and somehow even funnier because of it. I remember reading Shut Ups, the Kid Twist comics, the blatant movie knockoff covers, the Trash Formers instead of Transformers, or Harry Plopper in the Chamber of Flatulence. And then Cracked evolved into something even stranger, the website. Those listicles were written like college essays by caffeinated goblins, 6 insane true stories behind famous podcasts, 5 ways 90s cartoons warped your brain, or why Ghostbusters is technically about class warfare. They were dumb smart or smart dumb. Either way, I read all of them, multiple times. They also have a YouTube, and they have a pretty funny segment called Obsessive Pop Culture Disorder, and you should check that out if you like any of this cracked or mad stuff. It's pretty funny in my opinion. Number 1, Calvin and Hobbes, the Holy Text. Calvin was me, or who I wanted to be, a hyper-imaginative anarchist genius with zero impulse control and a deep distrust of grown-ups. I didn't just read Calvin and Hobbes, I memorized it. The snowman murder dioramas, the tracer bullet noir stories, the school report where Calvin lists the dynamics of how a flying saucer explodes, the transmogrifier, the duplicator, Calvin ball. The surest sign intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe is that none of it has tried to contact us. It was philosophical, beautiful, hilarious. It made me laugh and then think, and sometimes feel weirdly sad afterward. And it never sold out. There's been no official merch, no licensing, no animated series, just pure art from Bill Watterson, who dipped out like a legend. If Calvin and Hobbes raised you too, you probably still don't trust authority, but you definitely respect a good sledding metaphor. So yeah, we weren't raised by well-adjusted adults. We were raised by satire, slapstick, and a comic that made nihilism look adorable. So we turned out exactly how you would have thought. Sarcastic, overly analytical, and weirdly good at pointing out plot holes. Drop your own early influences in the comments. Or don't. I'll just assume they're weird and vaguely inappropriate. And if you've made it this far, you could leave a like. Hell, you could even subscribe. Anyways,
I'll see you on the next one.